avoir.
That's what people say. It's like we're doing the Eras tour. Oh my God, do you ever play with these mics? Like, you could really do the Eras tour.
Sure.
Like, that's
the first thing we thought about when we got these mics.
Amazing. I might buy one just for fun.
Okay, we're rolling. You ready?
Oh, sorry.
No, you don't.
That's going to get cut, right?
That's
No.
another thing.
No,
you
your singing
cannot
is
say
on.
sorry this whole time.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Okay.
I forbid you to say sorry.
And if
All
you
right.
sing, it's on there.
Okay.
Sing away.
Are we ready? Welcome back to another episode of FitPet Boston Talks. My name is Leah Lodato, and I am the host of the show. Today, I am joined by my spouse, Lori.
Hello.
And our good friend, Julia.
You have to
Hi.
say hello.
Welcome, Julia.
Thank you.
Is this your first time podcasting?
Kind of.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome. I know it's all very formal with the microphones and the headphones, but...
First time in-person podcasting.
Okay. Gotcha. You've done a virtual?
Yes.
Cool. Awesome.
About what? Why aren't we asking?
What was it about?
Taylor Swift, when I met her.
Okay, well, I want to get into Taylor Swift and when you met her because I know that you are very comfortable with that material, and I think it would be a great way to warm you up to this whole experience. But before we get going with that, I just wanted to say to the listener, thank you so much for tuning in. It does mean the world to us that you spend some time with Lori and I, and that you're committed to listening to the podcast. I know that we don't produce episodes with any degree of regularity, so thank you for sticking with it. And we like to talk when there's something to say, and Julia and I just recently finished a 3-day obedience camp down in Connecticut, so we were down there, and we were talking about the podcast, and we thought it would be a cool idea to get together and just kind of debrief after the seminar. So we did that this past Memorial Day weekend. We're going to talk a little bit about that. If you're brand new to the show, historically, I've interviewed local dog handling professionals of all different trades. It's been a really cool experience. When I'm not sitting with somebody I don't know so well, Laurie and I will deep dive on specific dog training and handling topics. We work in the greater Boston area. I primarily am a dog walker. I also teach private lessons and do group classes, and Laurie trains dogs. So that's what we do. That's our background. I know that Julia will get into it a little bit about herself and her training background with her dogs. But first and foremost, I have to let everybody know that Julia is the most rabid Taylor Swift fan that I know. And she has met Taylor Swift in person. Anytime she drives by, she is pumping Taylor Swift, and opened my eyes to Taylor Swift a little bit. I really was not a huge fan, but I have given her music a listen because of Julia.
Same.
So I thought it might be interesting for you to just talk about your fandom a little bit and maybe give us a brief version of the meeting Taylor Swift in person and hanging out with her, which is absolutely unbelievable. I'm sure you could go on for hours, but that's pretty darn cool. So tell us what's up with that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I've been a fan of Taylor Swift since I was in high school. It's like the short version. You could see like my old Facebook posts. It's like Julia is listening to Taylor Swift. So I've always been a fan.
Okay, hang on. Her first like country album,
Yeah,
was released in 2009.
6.
Okay, were you a fan then?
So this is what actually happened is that she released her first single, and it was Tim McGraw, and I was at the time a big country music fan. I loved Tim McGraw. He was my favorite artist. So she released that song, and my cousin said, "Hey, you got to listen to this girl. She has a song called Tim McGraw. I think you might like it." And it was, "When you think Tim McGraw, I hope you think of me." And I was like, perfect, that's me. And then I just fell in love. I felt like everything, I'm 2 years younger than her, so everything she wrote about, like I was going through by the time the song came out. So it was wicked cool.
Cool. So that was after the original album came out.
The single was out. Yes.
Okay,
slightly after.
Okay, so you became a Taylor Swift fan when she was just becoming popular and was not like it is today.
Not even close.
Right. So yeah, dig into that. I mean, I know you like hung out with her in person. So how the heck did that happen?
Well, if you're a big Swiftie, you know, she used to do these things. She called them secret sessions. Short story is, a month before an album was released, she invited fans over to one of her 4 houses to play them the album and talk about each song. And I was fortunate enough to be invited to the Reputation Secret Session in Rhode Island in October of 2017.
Super cool. I really like that album too.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's my favorite for obvious reasons.
Cool. So you just hung out.
Yeah, we hung out. She talked about every song. She met each person individually. She knew everyone she invited, so she knew my name. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
And we got merch. It was amazing. We were there for more than 8 hours. It was amazing.
A whole day.
Yeah.
Of hanging out with Taylor Swift.
Yeah, literally. It was the best day of my life.
Wow.
And you said she knew about your dogs. She knew everything, not just your name. Like she knew parts of your life, you said.
She knew she knew I had just gotten married.
Okay.
I didn't have dogs at the time, so she didn't know about my dogs.
Okay.
But yeah, she knew that I cut my hair, which was funny.
So she stalked your Facebook page and found things out about you.
Well, it was Twitter and Instagram, not Facebook, Lori.
Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. It wasn't Facebook, except it is your profile pic on Facebook for a while, wasn't it?
It's my profile picture still. It will be my profile picture on every platform until I die.
Of her life.
Literally.
Nobody matters but Taylor Swift.
Julia loves Taylor Swift.
It was a month after my wedding too. So my husband always says, he got the best night of my life for 1 month before it was outranked by Taylor Swift.
All right. Poor Ben.
He knew what he was getting into.
And it's nice to have a supportive spouse.
Yes.
With this degree of fandom.
Yes, he's come to concerts with me.
Okay, how many shows have you been to?
Me, personally?
Yes.
I've been to 24.
What?
Wow,
yeah.
Dude, what the hell?
Not 24 Eras tours. I only went to 5 Eras tours.
Just 5.
Those were expensive. But before, Reputation concert was my favorite because she would do 3 nights and they were so cheap compared to the Eras tour. They were so cheap. So
give us a number. This is what people want to know.
300 to 500 to sit on the floor, max.
For Reputation.
For Reputation.
And for Era?
Oh, God. You couldn't even get obstructed view for $500. You're paying thousands for obstructed view.
Wow.
It's crazy. Yeah. But in Reputation, she did 3 nights at Gillette. I went all 3 nights. Next weekend, she did 3 nights at MetLife in New Jersey. I went to all 3 nights. It was amazing.
Wow. Dedication.
Yes.
That's cool, though. We watched a little bit of the Eras tour on Disney Plus. Do you have Disney Plus just because of the Taylor Swift content?
Yes.
Do you watch it every night?
Not every night, but at least once a week it's on
It's
while
your
I'm doing
comfort
something.
show.
Yeah, for sure.
Amazing production.
For sure. Yeah.
The Eras tour, the way that they filmed it, and I mean, I know that they probably made cuts, but the way that the songs just go, I mean, it's not like a normal show. Because a normal show, I mean, we like to see bands, and it's not a band, it's Taylor Swift. So she's able to have control over everything. You know, it's not like she's changing guitars and stuff like that and talking to she was talking to the crowd, but it's just very seamless. Like the production is amazing. Yeah. It's like a show.
It really is.
Literally. Like you're watching a TV show.
Okay, one more thing. Where did you go for the Eras tour? Where did you travel to?
Well, obviously I went to Gillette. I went to opening weekend in Glendale, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Dublin in Ireland, and I went to Vancouver for closing night.
Wow.
Crazy pants.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What was Vancouver like? The city itself. Did you hang out in the city, or were you just at the show the whole time?
I went 2 nights. I flew in,
okay,
slept, went to the concert the next day, flew out the next day.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
the city was full of Swifties. It was amazing.
Didn't hang out for long.
No.
Gotcha. Cool.
Looked nice.
Well, that's fun. That's fun. I do not have that degree of fandom for anybody in particular.
I also do not.
But it's always interesting because we have to be very careful. Like Julia is a regular at our Toss and Fetch League, and if Taylor Swift ever comes up, we always have to give Julia earmuffs if somebody says anything negative about Taylor Swift.
Well, there's nothing negative
we
say.
have to prepare them for the wrath, and I usually just walk away. But I think it's only happened once.
I can't even remember the one time, so
Okay,
it
good.
must not have been a big deal to me.
Okay, good.
We moved past it.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us met at Obedience.
Yes.
Pet Obedience, Auntie Dog, years ago when she was in the Old Space, right?
Yeah.
I remember Pat's class seeing you and Haley at the Old Space. So we are all connected through AKC Obedience and dog training, which is cool. And now we see each other regularly on Monday nights. Because not only do you play with your dog, your husband plays with Swiftie.
Yes.
We brought in Ben.
Yeah, which is really cool. We have 2 husband and wife teams on the Toss and Fetch League. And Ben doesn't have any experience with dog sports, right?
No, none.
Right. So he's like a breath of fresh air for all of us who have been doing things for a long time, which is really fun. And Ben also, I should mention, is super talented at throwing and has been really helpful for us. We do throwing clinics, and I think that he's taught 3 of them now.
Yeah, I think
us,
so.
Which is really, really cool. I love having. He's such good energy.
Yeah, he loves teaching. He loves helping people and explaining it.
And he's good at it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have this discussion when we talk about camp, but it's definitely one thing to be really good at something, and it's a totally different thing to be really good at it and also be able to teach other people how to do it.
100%.
And he has that gift. So I will ask whenever I feel like he will say yes to help us improve our throwing for the Disc Dog League, which has been very helpful because everybody is improving. So that's cool too.
It's amazing.
Yeah, super duper. All right, so let's see. We met through AKC Obedience working on this stuff. Do you just kind of want to give us a little brief history of what your journey's been like with your dogs? I know you have 2 dogs, so introduce your dogs just so that the listener knows who we're talking about and what you've done with them previously, and then we'll get into what your goals are moving forward.
Yeah, sure. So when COVID hit, I started working from home and I didn't leave my house for a month, and I was like, this is terrible. And Ben has always wanted a dog, so we decided this was the time to get a dog. I was home 24/7. We could take care of it. So we decided on a golden doodle because at the time I had allergies, quote unquote, to dogs. So we were trying to get a hypoallergenic one. We did not do a lot of research, admittedly, but we found Haley. She came to our house. They transported her and that's how we started. I needed to train her because she was a terrible puppy. You wouldn't believe it if you see her now because she's an angel now pretty much, but she was a demon child as a puppy. So I had to train her. So we did puppy class at Auntie Dog and then we did pet obedience. And after that, I knew I needed to do something to keep this dog busy because she was crazy at home. We would have witching hours like multiple times a day. So I was asking Liz, the owner of Auntie Dog, like, what other classes can I take? And she mentioned competition obedience. And to this day, I remember saying to Liz, oh, this isn't a competition dog. We're not a competition team, but I just need to take classes with her. And then Liz asked me to steward one day as when she was judging for Rally. And then that's when I like fell in love with Rally and I watched Obedience. And I was like, okay, Haley, we can do this. Like, this looks so much fun. So then, we started it and she did it. I wouldn't say she enjoyed it. She did it for me, especially Obedience. She likes to be like talked to. So like the formality and the silence of Obedience was hard for her. But she did really great. We got her CD in AKC. She got her CDX in CDSP. And we still do a bunch of Rally now too. But I had tried a bunch of different sports with her. And then I wanted a dog that, I wanted another dog that I could do, that enjoyed the work more. Haley, I could see the difference in Haley when she was doing obedience versus doing Frisbee or like something with the disc or even therapy work. Like that was what she truly loved. So I was ready for my second dog and I decided I wanted an Aussie. I found an amazing breeder who's a really good friend of mine, Lindsay, and she matched me with the most perfect boy I could have ever asked for. He fit in perfectly with me and Haley and Ben, and he's everything I wanted, even though he's the exact opposite of everything I told her I wanted. So she knew what I needed way more than I did. So I'm so thankful for Lindsay for that. And then Swifty, he just loves doing anything with me. He's such a mama's boy. He loves Rally, Obedience. He's even started a little scent work. He loves that. Like he is just happy to be working. And I love that. We love agility. Agility is so hard, but we love it. So fun. And so, I'm just kind of doing everything with him. The only thing I'm not doing is herding, because that freaks me out, if I'm being honest. Like the other animal piece of it just freaks me out. I watched a herding trial with geese and it was scary. So,
well, you don't like birds anyway.
Yeah, so. Exactly. So I was like, we're not doing this. I only like dogs. I don't like other animals, as it turns out.
Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. And Ben does Frisbee with Swifty.
Yes. And then
he's very talented.
Yeah.
The dog and Ben. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I really enjoy throwing for Haley because I can't throw that far. And Haley could catch, but she's older and slow. But Swifty, man, he's so fast and so good at catching. And Ben has played a lot of disc golf in his life and with his friends. So he throws distance really, really well. And him and Swifty are just a great team. Yeah. And I love getting Ben involved in dog sports.
It's fun.
So fun.
It's fun. It's funny to hear the similarities between your training journey and mine because I had Ruben. That's who I brought to training classes when I met you. Mm-hmm. And Ruben loves me and he's a smart dog and I trained him to do all the things. But the environment at a show is just overwhelming for him. You know, after that experience, I did say to myself and probably to Lori as well, I would like to get a dog that has a little bit more of a confident type of temperament that I might enjoy this stuff a little bit more. So that's when Raven came along and she does enjoy working, which is nice. So that kind of segues us nicely into talking about obedience camp and what that's all about. So first of all, do you just want to kind of explain what the camp was and what made you sign up for it in the first place?
Well, what happened was I actually attended Lori's winter obedience camp.
You did?
In January.
Oh, dang. I didn't even know that.
Yes.
Okay.
I was super anxious to go. I didn't know anyone who was going there. I had recognized Jen's name from Rally, but was super intimidated by her. And I've told her all this because her dogs were so amazing and they just always did so well. So I was like, if this is the type of people that were going, that's scary to me. There were also rally judges were there and obedience judges were there. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so novice at this. But it was the best experience. I learned so much. I ended up actually partnering with Tibby Chase for that whole weekend. And I helped her and she helped me. And it really gave me a lot of confidence that even though I'm a green handler and really new to it, I can still provide a new perspective and fresh ideas, and I can still help even way more experienced handlers. So that was amazing.
With what? I give you kudos for going around all those people like judges and things like that, and But how did you work with your team member? Tibby Chase is a judge, right? An AKC judge.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you help?
She was working her cute little corgi. I can't remember the name right now. But we were working on a lot of engagement, the big focus of that seminar I felt, or at least what I took away from it the most was engagement and getting the dog wanting to work with you and be engaged. And we were just Tibby and I and everyone else when we spoke as a group were throwing out ways to how to keep that engagement, how to reinforce the engagement. And it was just really, really great. And I mean, now this was January, so I don't remember the specifics of what we worked on, but I know that I got a ton of value from Tibby, and I was super nervous. I was like, how am I going to help this obedience judge? And
well, it's a second set of eyes. I think that regardless, even if you don't have any experience, it's like a video camera on you because somebody's watching and giving all their attention and then can give feedback. Even if you don't exactly know what's going on, you can say, well, hey, your dog looked away, or hey, your dog's butt is behind your feet, not parallel. Yeah. It's stuff that you can't see. It is helpful to have a second set of eyes, and that was a big help for me too, was working with a partner for sure. Before we get too deep in the weeds on that, I think we should just explain where the hell we were and what the format was. So Laurie Stramavicus, we've referenced her on the podcast before when I did my interview with Jen. She runs a facility down in Connecticut called Train ME, in absolutely beautiful country. Julia will say she's afraid of getting murdered there because it's kind of remote, but it's so gorgeous. Oh my God, there's rolling green hills and cows and these beautiful
in the woods,
roads and wineries. I was driving there. I'm like, this is heaven. I love this place.
Don't walk alone at night there though.
Oh, come on. So anyway, kind of Waterbury area of Connecticut. I would say central/western Connecticut. Absolutely beautiful spot for us. It's a little bit far for a one-day trip. If I was closer, I probably would be there all the time if Laurie would have me. But Lori is an extremely accomplished obedience competitor. Like, I can't really even begin to imagine being at Lori's level of competition. I think that says enough about her and her accomplishments. If you're interested in learning more about Lori, she does have a podcast, and I'll put a link to the Canine Connection podcast in the show notes for this episode. And if you are interested in learning more about AKC obedience, definitely check out that podcast. I actually don't even know of another podcast that's on that level that produces so regularly about such a specific sport. It's really, really cool to have that resource. And, you know, I think for those listening, I'm trying to be sensitive to our listeners. We have a lot of pet people that listen to the podcast, a lot of our clients, a lot of people that might know us personally. And AKC obedience is such a small subset of dogs and dog owners, and also in the dog sport world. It's so small. Like, if you take all the people in our area and then all the people who own dogs in our area and take all the people who own dogs who also do dog sport, and you just keep narrowing it down, I mean, we're talking like less than 1% of the people who own a dog might have ever even experienced an AKC obedience class, never mind step foot inside a trial ring and tried to get a title. But, and maybe Lori could speak a little bit to this, I think in the past that CD, the companion dog title in obedience training, was kind of like a litmus test for dog trainers before we had the internet and before everybody was, you know, able to promote themselves online. That was like a nice thing to have if you were a trainer. Would you agree, Lori?
Yeah. You always want to see that a trainer has put themselves in that situation. I mean, how nice is it too? Or you weren't even a trainer in the beginning, Julia, and you put yourself out there. Just like you put yourself out there to go to this seminar where there's a bunch of judges, and the good news is you're all there because you need help. Nobody's going there because they're so right, and then they get embarrassed when they go there because their dog doesn't do something. It's like, don't worry, everybody else's dog isn't doing the thing either. That's why you're all there. Like, whether you're a judge or just you're just there with your dog trying to learn, and you're trying this new thing. You all need help. So, and they might see something that you do and take that with them. Oh, well, that worked. Maybe I'll try that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think it's a big deal. I think that you throw yourself out there, and it's hard going in the ring.
It's very, very, very hard going in. I mean, we have students who could easily compete, at least at the beginner novice or even the novice level. And it's hard to even encourage them to try because it's such a difficult environment. But I think it's a great litmus test because when you're in the ring, there's no reinforcement, there's no leash. It's a test of your training.
Yep.
And whether you use only positive reinforcement or whether you use only compulsion to train a dog, it doesn't matter. You don't have any of that. And you're just standing there, not able to speak to your dog. Naked. And you have to perform, you know? And how many dog trainers are out there that don't know how to teach a dog how to hold anything?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, at the lower levels, you don't have to do that. But at the upper levels, like trying to get a dog that's not really motivated to retrieve something. I mean, if you can do that, like, that's pretty darn cool. You know, I think it's just, I do think it's a really underrated, like, subset of dog sports. And I'm very proud to be a part of it. Again, I think I need to hone my goals and the things that I would like to achieve in order to really make my training a little bit better.
Yeah.
But anyway, so down to Connecticut, 3-day seminar, 3 full ass days of a seminar. Yeah. The building opened at 7:30. I was there at 7:30 every day to get my breakfast.
I was there at 8:30 and thought I was early.
Get my breakfast. But we were working dogs like all day for 3 days, and it was great, I think is an understatement. It was a great group of people, all women. And Lori runs the camp. She ran a winter, spring, and a fall camp. The fall camp is full. Sorry. And I missed the boat too because I don't plan. I had to message Lori and be like, hey, I'm not glued to Facebook all the time. Can you please send me the enrollment form before I get on there?
I missed the enrollment for fall. I had it printed out, and then by the time I remembered to actually fill it out, I look on Facebook and it's already full. So I'm on the wait list. So if anyone's on there, you want to drop out, feel free.
Let Julia know.
But men are allowed. You made it
Yes,
sound
men
like
are allowed. Men are more than welcome.
the
to
way
come.
you said
It's
it.
just
Lovely group of women were there. I was like, no guys allowed. No guys allowed.
Wouldn't it be the day when you walked into an AKC trial and there were a bunch of like 35-year-old men trialing their dogs?
There are no men.
Barely.
Because
There are some.
There's some.
there are some, but I mean, let's face it.
Proportionately, there
Few
are
and far
none.
between.
Yeah. I mean, usually it's dog sport. That's where you find all the guys,
Yeah, the bitey things.
the bitey things.
Yeah. But anywho, okay, so that's what was up. Again, if anybody's interested, check out the Canine Connections podcast. I don't know of anything even remotely close to what Laurie's doing in Connecticut
Yeah.
anywhere. So pretty darn cool. It was very, very cool. Much deeper than a class because of the time commitment, and you got to get a hotel room and be prepared to mentally focus for an entire day, which was definitely a challenge for little old Leah, my ADD brain, but I did it. Took some good notes.
Should have gotten the swing chair.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my gosh.
Thanks,
I'm so
Mallory.
jealous. I'm so jealous of the swing chair. But to kind of circle back and go even a little bit further back, what is your motivation for signing up for the seminar format in the first place? What draws you to that idea of like sitting and experiencing something for a whole day versus, you know, signing up for a 6-week class?
So I'm just like such a nerd and I love learning. So I love learning different, like there's so many different ways to train a dog, like so many ways. And I like taking it in from everyone. And like, I'll take a little piece from someone, from each person that I meet. And I love learning the different ways because even if like it doesn't work for my current dog, like that's something that I have in the back of my mind for the next dog. So I just love learning about all this stuff. And I really respected Lori. She had come to like a 1-day training session at Bark that I went to where she taught like 25-minute private lessons. And we got to watch everyone and I just learned so much and I really enjoyed the way she taught it. I don't know, something about her teaching style really spoke to me and things started to click. I'm like, oh, that's what that person was saying. So I appreciated her teaching style and I loved watching her dogs work. Like they were always so engaged. And I think that's like the biggest thing for me. So I really just wanted to learn more from her. And because the place is so far away, I couldn't do a 6-week class. So when I saw this camp, I was like, this is great. I want to learn as much as I can from her. I'm so impressed that she got an Och on her novice A dog. My brain can't even like process that, like knowing how hard it is now. So yeah, I really just wanted to learn from her and take as much as I can from, the 3 days.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the listener that doesn't know too much about AKC obedience, there is passing and there is competing. And those two things are very different, as I have come to find out. And I'm also quite new to the sport. And the only time I ever even read through the rule book for open and utility, because there are 4 levels of AKC obedience. And my goals heading into it were like, I'll just get a CD if I can. And I didn't really plan on training the upper levels of obedience because I didn't really know as much as I should have about it heading in. But last year at the LRCGB, the Labrador Retriever Club that I'm a part of, they needed a judge with quotation marks for their match. They were doing a fun match. So like it wasn't competitive and nobody was like stepping up to judge. So one of the ladies who I'm friendly with was like, Leah, can you please just judge? And I'm like, well, I can, but I got to tell you. So I did like a crash course on all of the classes so that I was ready to just basically steward for the fun match and be able to help and judge and all the things. And so, I was reading through everything and reading the rule book and, how to better understanding of what was going on. And even to this day, like I had the book at the seminar and I was like, trying to figure out, because sometimes the language isn't exactly clear on some of the exercises. So it's helpful to we did have some discussions at the seminar about some of the exercises, but, darn it, where was I going with this?
Especially having a judge there too.
Oh, yeah.
And obedience judge. Like that was super helpful. As you got Lori has like so much competitive experience, but having the judge there was like a great perspective too.
I know. And when the judge spoke, we were all like, shh, quiet. speaking. When you head into trial, you can trial to pass. So we have passing scores, so you get your title. And then what happens after you pass? Well, you can go ahead and then decide to compete. So you compete for points and then can win the trial. And then the title that Julia just referenced, an Och title, is competition on steroids, basically, without going through all of the individual requirements to get that Och title. So I think if I'm just talking about what my goals are today sitting here with my dog, it would be to pass utility. That's my goal. I'm not afraid to say it out loud.
I think that's a great goal.
To pass utility.
Not easy. It's not an easy goal.
One of the things that I realized through going to the seminar weekend is I have taken a very laissez-faire attitude towards teaching the exercises and not been focused very much on precision at all. And the way in which I train is very drivey because I have a very drivey dog. And I also use training to exercise my dog. And I haven't used food a lot in training because feeding Raven has been you see what happens when I say yes and she knows I have food. But one of the things that I took away from it was okay, I haven't been training using too much precision. My dog has it in her. If I can get my shit together to do that, and it's figuring out how to add a little bit more punctuation, should I say, on my training and care a little bit more in order, even if my goal is just to pass and it's not to necessarily be super competitive. So heading into this weekend, what were your training goals and what are some things that you feel comfortable sharing with everybody that helped you get closer to what your training goals are?
So overall with Swifty, that's my Aussie, someone once told me that he could be an Och dog and I was like, oh, we're going to get an Och. And then I looked at how absolutely insane it is to get an Och. And I said, you know what? We're going to get a UDX, buddy. We could do that. So that's my goal with him. I was like, let's set something reasonable where we're not competing. I'm a very competitive person, but I don't want to be competing against the Loris of the world and all the Och people. I just want to do the best that I can. And, the UDX title is you don't have to beat anyone else. You just have to pass open and utility. I think it's 10 times in the same trial. So not easy. Definitely still not easy, but easier.
Hard. That's so hard.
Easy. Oh, yeah. So
10
hard.
times.
But I'm going to challenge myself.
Yeah, but 10 times, people. It's not once.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah, you have to pass both the open class and the utility class 10 times to get a UDX. That is not even on my goal list, I got to say. That's not even on my goal list. That seems so far out of reach.
That's my high-reaching goal.
Wow. He can do it, though.
Well, yeah, when someone told me that he could have been an Och dog, I was like, oh, we could definitely do that. But absolutely not. I mean, could I? Probably. Maybe. If I think Swifty has it in him. If I committed 110% only training obedience and didn't do anything else, but we do so many other sports. So I was like, let's have a reasonable goal that we can actually meet.
Yeah, and that's something that I have thought about a lot, especially on the car ride home, was, I spend a good amount of time doing other things with my dogs. Yeah. And I'm also my dog walking clients sometimes get more attention than my own dogs some weeks. It's crazy, especially when the weather stinks. And, I spend so much time doing disc dog sports and running the club, and my dog really enjoys it. And it's not that I don't think that doing the disc dog sports takes away from obedience training. I really don't. I don't think that I'm letting my dog do things in disc that are going to affect the way that they train for the ring or are in the ring or anything like that. It's simply a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes Mondays and then heading into the summer, Wednesdays, those are days where I'm not going to have as many opportunities to train Raven for obedience.
Yeah.
And that's just the way that it is, all spring, summer, and fall. So when you are working towards such a lofty goal, if you do want to have a dog that is going to compete at that level, it's I'm interested to know whether the dogs who are competing at that level consistently are involved in doing other things, and if so, how much. And it's like sometimes tempering that time commitment is really important, because even just trialing, if you're trying to get an Och, is like a ginormous time commitment.
Oh yeah, they're traveling all the time. It's I mean, I feel like a lot of the people, and this isn't to say everyone does, but so many of those high level competitors, like they are professional dog trainers. Like that is their job. And I find that more so than anything, my day job gets in the way of being able to train. So if I could retire, that might be different. But
we do see quite a few retirees doing AKC obedience, which I enjoy. I love being around older people. They crack me up.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's like kind of my crowd, actually.
Yeah, I don't get along with people my age. That's why I'm in dog sports.
I was just gonna say, how many people, the people who have the Och titles, how many of them, what is their daily schedule like, and what is their job? I wonder what the percentage is. How many of people who have Ochs are dog trainers?
The ones I can think of are dog trainers.
Right. And or retired.
You know who would be a good person to talk to about this is Pat, because I'm pretty sure she did that work while she was still working. I wouldn't know exactly, so I'd have to ask her, and she won't come on the podcast. Pat.
Oh, she has such a fascinating story too.
Fascinating. I know.
The Alaska piece of it. I love that.
I know. I'd love to hear all about it. But Pat has been a huge inspiration, I think, for all three of us.
Yeah, Pat has taught me so much with Haley. Like I learned so much.
I hear you too. Like I wouldn't even aim for a notch. I would just be so happy if I got like.
Yeah.
I just compete with myself, and I don't go.
Yes.
I didn't go, oh, I just passed. I go, I passed. I got it. Like I don't know. Because when you first do it, because Buddha's the first dog that I did any competing with, I was so happy. I was so happy I passed. I didn't care about the number. I cared about the number in rally because I was like, come on. But obedience is harder.
Yeah.
It was way harder for me.
That's how I was with Haley too. Like I was just trying to pass. That's all. Like a 170 was just as good as a 199 when I was going in with Haley. I just wanted that green ribbon.
I mean, of course you want a bigger number, but I would never get in the 170s and be like, oh, we could have done so much better. Like I know my dog and I know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
And I was like, good job, buddy.
It was amazing.
I know that wasn't easy for you.
Yeah, for sure. And that's how I felt with Haley. And with Swifty, I'm being a little bit more patient, and I'm actually trying to compete because I do have loftier goals. My goal with Haley was to get a CDX. Didn't work out for us. It's okay. We did it in CDSP. I count that as a win for me. A goal accomplished in my book. But I trialed her probably before she was ready, honestly. And with Swifty, I'm waiting. Like he's going to be 3 this year, and he has his beginner novice title. We've never even gone in the novice ring, and I'm not planning to go in until I think he's really ready, because I want him to meet these big goals that I have. I don't want to hurt it by putting him in too soon and stressing him out. Not that he gets stressed about anything, but
yeah, totally. Well, it was mind blowing to me. I remember talking to somebody at a trial, and I didn't realize that this was a thing. Again, I'm very new to this whole world, but the competitor was saying that she doesn't put her dogs in the ring until they're done training through utility. And I looked at her and I'm like, shoot, I mean, I haven't even thought about the exercises for utility. I'm like, I just was wide-eyed. I was thinking, my God, what am I doing? Am I screwing up my dog? Am I... And it's just one of those things that if you're in it. And I mean, obviously you don't have to do that, but it is a technique that people use in order to make sure that their dog is really ready to go into all that healing for the CD and just be successful like straight away.
I think it's fine if you're ready for the CD, then go in. Because if you're a person that you're afraid to go in and you wait and wait, that might make a person not go in. So if you feel like you're ready for, sure, hold off for the open and utility, sure. But if you get healing down pat, go ahead, give it a shot. Get in there. You'll get all the bugs out. You'll realize what it's like, and you move along.
Yeah, the problems that you might have to fix.
Yeah, it's definitely eye-opening.
and you get and then there's the argument of you want to get your dog in the ring to otherwise just start showing up at trials and don't compete, because once your dog has a whole crowd,
totally different.
And that
totally
was a
different.
great thing about this camp was that it was set up like a trial.
Yeah,
and there was a whole audience of people. And it was great. It was literally like being at a trial.
Yeah, the dogs are in their crates all day. You warm them up to work.
Yep.
Everyone's watching. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was for that reason. And I do get a lot of value watching other people train, watching them work through things.
Especially higher level teams, like when they're working on, directed jumping or go outs and whatnot. I'm like, oh, okay. Eventually, I'm going to be like more precise in teaching this to Swiftie. And it's like nice to see them working, see what they're struggling through, how they fix it, so that if you encounter a similar problem, you have like some tools already to help you
want
fix
to know,
it.
how did they fix? I want to know a few things.
We're not talking details. We're not giving away the golden secrets, Lori.
I want a few details.
Why?
Because why are people listening?
Yeah, okay.
What kind of reinforcements did you use? Food and tug? Were a lot of people using toy rewards?
I was thrilled to see people using toy rewards.
There was a good
mix. A good mix. It was a good mix.
Were people using training collars? May I ask that?
Yeah, here and there.
There were a few.
Yeah, I had a prong
Okay,
collar
so it
on
wasn't
Raven. Yeah.
so it wasn't like all positive.
No.
Okay, so these are like decent questions to ask, folks, right?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not spilling the secrets here. Mamma mia. Okay, so somebody goes and does a send out. What? Okay, so name a problem. Okay, you send the dog out. He doesn't go all the way to the stanchion. He turns and looks at you. What was one of the solutions?
You go ahead.
You go ahead.
Mamma mia.
Well, I can say what I did with Raven because I did jump in and practice a little bit with her on the stanchion. So I'll tell you what my problems are. I haven't been practicing with a stanchion because I'm a moron. All right, I'm saying it out loud.
True.
I've heard a lot of people say it's almost better to practice without a stanchion so that they go out to anything. You're not teaching, like you'll see ring gates that don't have stanchions on them and you still have to send the dog out.
Right.
There's no requirement. So that's not terrible.
I'm sorry. So in some rings, there's not stanchions. They just send you to a point.
To the end of the ring.
Yeah,
There's
go
not
straight out
to that
to the
fence.
end where you
Okay.
can't run anymore.
Yep.
All right. Very good. So some don't have stanchions. Okay. Because we always train and we send the dog to a stanchion unless I was sending Buddha to like a tree stump in the middle of the trees.
Yeah, so that's
during
something that
practice.
I'm working through too because I've been practicing that at the field at Roberta's.
Back in the day, they used to have this like, they used to be like plant holders and you just stick that piece of wire in the ground and you put a tennis ball right on the top.
Yeah.
And we
So
would
it's
just,
like
we would
similar
just send,
idea.
we would send the dog out.
Yeah,
To
so
just go grab the tennis ball.
Yeah, you put a motivator out there. Food, toy, whatever. I used food. I mean, Raven gets the concept because we've done it a lot, but in a new environment, I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to go. So I did put some food out there for a few repetitions, and then I took the food away, and as soon as she hit it, yes, she came back to me to get a reward.
So what were suggestions to you? Oh, Raven didn't go all the way out on this one.
So
okay,
I
what
have
do
to
I
say,
do? What did the obedience gods say?
I'm not going to tell you. We're not giving away secrets, Laurie. You got to
Okay.
go to the seminar.
Like literally, Leah won't even talk to me about it.
No, I'll talk to you off air.
Yeah.
I can't explain it well. That's why I didn't want to, because I don't want to mess up. I'm not a teacher.
One interesting thing that happened on Saturday or Sunday was Laurie changed up the color of the stanchions. Did you notice that?
Oh, yes.
So she had a sign out on the ring gate with her logo on it, and the stanchions were all blue. And then when we showed up the second day, the stanchion in the middle was white, and then the one on the right was white, but the one on the left was red. So there was more contrast, and a lot of the dogs were drawn over to the red stanchion.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to go through the problem solving. I think it's a matter of like getting closer for a rep and having the motivator out there. And it was just an interesting problem to see. And I didn't work through that one. I only worked with Raven when all the stanchions were blue.
Mm.
And I don't think the color necessarily matters. I think it's the contrast.
Yeah.
Between blue and then just like bright white, and the walls are white.
White on white.
Yeah. So So anyway, I haven't been practicing enough with an actual stanchion, which I think is important because I feel like most trials have a stanchion out there, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've seen.
Oh, yeah, most of them. But
yeah.
if you could teach a go out to anything, you just mark wherever they're going out. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Theoretically, I'm not the dog trainer.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me.
If you're off 5 feet, it's wrong.
Oh, they have to walk up, say hello, shake hands with the stanchion, and turn, and then sit, and then wait. Yeah. Yeah.
And I was driving home and I said to myself, what area of my life am I this precise? Because it's so nitpicky at that level. And I was trying to think, is there a space where, and there is when I'm working. Like when I'm out with dogs off the leash, when I decide to bring a dog into a hike, when I'm working with a puppy, I don't accept mistakes. Mm-hmm. Because to me, like it could be life or death when you have the dogs off the leash. So even though the criteria is a lot simpler, I still require that amount of precision when I'm working. And I'm sure, because I know you personally, Julia, like you're a math person. We always give you the score sheet when we're at Toss and Fetch or Up Dog. You're at the computer. Like you have that ability to be so precise. And it's like trying to figure out like, you know, I was basically trying to give myself a pep talk. Like, you can do this. You know, you can fix your training and be a little bit more articulate.
Yeah.
Because you do it every single day. It's just a different thing.
Yeah. One thing that I really liked is, like, when you're training, like, picking one thing to focus on. And I'm sure, like, a bunch of people have said this. So, but, like, right now, I'm, like, if I was focusing on duration, like, for example, like, I'm not caring about his exact positioning, but if I'm like training precision and I want to like work on those exact movements, like that's my only focus for that session. I think like breaking it down like that really helps me and helps the dogs.
Yeah, totally. To talk a little bit about like the format of the seminar, because I think that might be useful if anybody wanted to check it out. I thought it was really nice because it was we split up into 4 groups and we spent a lot of time breaking out and working. So I think one of the most draining things about going to some seminars is when you have to sit there all day.
Yeah.
And that was not the case. So there was some lecture, but the majority of the day we were actually working, and it was either you're working your dog or your partner is working their dog and you're observing and helping. And I think because so many of the people had a lot of experience, the feedback was really productive. And then when the other groups were up working, I was taking photos, but you could X your dog or, you know, do exercises on the side or grab a bite to eat or go to use the bathroom. And then that's what we did, like cycling, you know, through the day. And there was a little bit of lecture, but it's like, I almost feel like it doesn't count because Laurie was bringing her dogs out and working them. Yeah. It's always so beneficial to
and it was
watch
so much of a discussion too, more than like a lecture, which I thought was really helpful.
Yeah,
but
because
the demos were amazing.
People just have so much experience.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, if some of those people said something, I'm going to listen to them. It's not a stupid point or a dumb question or anything like that. It was very, very, very valuable. And I feel like that's one of a kind. I mean, I said in the beginning, I don't know of any other niche type of sport where you're getting that much information and exposure to the dogs and the handlers. I mean, that was out of control. It was out of control. It was really, really good. Anything else you wanted to say about it, Julia? Again, I know I don't really want to go in specifics because, listen, if you want to get into it, you got to go do it. Sign yourself up. Head to Connecticut.
That's why I'm not asking any questions.
Oh, now you're mad at me.
Yeah, we can't profit off of Lori's work.
Our pillow talk is going to be terrible tonight.
There will be no pillow talk. So, you want to talk to me about those send-outs? You want to talk about those articles, babe? Huh? No, it's private information. Meanwhile, I like go over, steal the little notepad that you had, make my own private podcast. This is everything in the notebook. Let's go.
And I should say, like, of course, we were covering the higher level exercises and stuff, but it's just funny because on Sunday we spent the whole day on healing. And that's like, you know, a bottom line basic thing that you have to be able to do just to step into the ring, whether you do rally, whether you do obedience, whether you're doing beginner, novice, or CD. And it's the hardest one.
Yeah.
There's just so many pieces to it. And
Mind-numbing.
yeah.
And on the last day.
And on the last day. But it was very, very productive.
But come on, even as a dog trainer, if you're healing, you're like, oh my God, with the healing. You get tired of it.
Yeah, so
and the
much
dogs
healing.
get bored and you're like, your rate of reinforcement and how long can I keep my dog's attention? I'm telling you.
I will
so
tell
well
you,
and open
I
because
sing my song.
Buddha was allowed to jump. And like he knew that if he just healed, he could go be an idiot and go over the jumps. Superfly snooker. Just like go fly over them. I'm telling you. There's nothing like a ride home from a trial. Win or lose, it's going to be the longest ride. Even when you pass, you're still just questioning everything about your life, your skill as a dog trainer. I had plenty of talks with Julia. Why do we keep doing this? I was like, because when you win,
The high.
it's so great. You got to chase
high.
the high.
Doing your best. Oh, man.
Yeah. When you do it and you do it right and you're like, man.
And you feel like a team with your dog. That's the best.
And you're like,
feeling.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. One of the great things I loved about camp this round was being able to show off how much improvement we've made since January.
Yeah, it's
And I
great.
think a couple of people have
Nice.
even said that because, he's also a young, intact male, so we're battling hormones. But we really took a lot of what we learned in January, putting it into effect, and was able to like show it off and, keep building on that. So that was something that like really felt good to show, especially with people who I don't see frequently. So they could see the progress that we've made, and it felt really, I don't know, it just felt really
It's
good.
validating.
Yeah,
too.
it's validating. That's the word.
You're like, look, I did it.
I could do this. Like, I'm not an idiot.
No, come on.
No.
I know I hadn't seen some of those folks in quite some time because I haven't stepped into a ring in a long time. But I did see a few because I was helping to steward at a trial. I can share this story. So we were at a trial and a dog was loose in the ring and was being a little naughty. And I remember the dog handler in me was just like, I'm just going to pick up this dog, and everybody, no, don't touch the dog. I'm like, okay, all right. Being me, I'm just like, oh, there's a problem. Let me go in there and fix it. So it was an experience. She put up with me. Thank you.
But wait, the dog was it was doing an obedience
It was
run.
the dog that ran into the ring while you were doing rally with Buddha.
I was doing obedience.
Oh, really?
Yep. I
Oh,
was
geez.
in my open.
Now I know because I was there, but I had stepped out
Yeah.
so that I wasn't too distracting. Yeah, that was a day.
We were
Oof.
we had already not qualified because damn, I forgot. I got my open so quickly compared to
Oh my God, you did.
I was so excited.
It was like, what, 5 tries? It's crazy.
It was great. My CD sucked.
There were
Anyway,
tears.
so we were there and then I had just not qualified over something very minor, but I was going to run through because,
Of course.
like you had to finish the job.
You
so.
paid for it. You stay in
Yeah.
that ring.
And I was like, well, let's see what we're going to
Get my 7 minutes.
kidding.
Yeah.
I was like, so let's see what we can work on and whatever. And then all of a sudden, the name of the dog, the lady starts yelling the name of the dog. And that little guy, he just walked right through the ring gate because
Oh,
he's small.
no.
He walked right through the diamond. And I saw the judge's face, my judge's face. And because he's a Rottweiler, she was like, this dog's going to eat this dog. Like we're in a place. And
Yum.
Buddha had done a recall and he was already in front of me. And so I just held his face in my hands and I looked at him. And that's what we did while this chaos was ensuing around us. Everyone was like, get the dog. And everyone's screaming and the handler is screaming her dog's name. It was funny.
Let me tell you, if there's any dog team that I trust to stay under control and that's happening, it's you and
But
Buddha.
it was funny. And then I go, look at me, not qualifying, but look at my dog.
That's
I'm
more
just-
impressive.
I'm just holding his head lovingly and we're staring into each other's eyes and not a thing happened. And I was like, you're a good boy, Buddha.
And that's
and we-
arguably more important
and
that
we-
he could do that.
yeah.
I think it's all more. I mean, safety and
Yeah.
having a dog that's an easy keeper that you can keep is way more important than like all of this other stuff we've been talking about
For
for
sure.
the last hour or whatever, And I think that that's an important piece too for dog trainers. It's like, yes, I do believe it's important to train for this stuff, but like you should also like have a dog that listens to you and isn't ring savvy and knows that they can get away with stuff in the ring if like, you know, whatever. I mean, that's a humongous issue. It has nothing to do with, you know, getting a ribbon or anything like that. Like, it's so important to be able to just train your dog to do like basic stuff. And I do think that that is a tough part about being in the ring and why it's so important to like have some ring gates, have a place to train that has ring gates, go to some of the places where you trial so that like your dog doesn't learn, oh, when I'm here, I can act the fool because mom can't do anything about it. And when you're in a trial, technically you kind of can't, you know, and I'm struggling through a little bit of that with Raven, not to that level, but like when we take our first few steps in a trial, it's like she's like, oh my God, you know, she just has kind of learned like this is not. And I think that going to places prior and practicing and going to classes and having the exposure to the environment is like helped tremendously. I mean, it's like really important for us to do. But if I go in the ring and take a few steps and she kind of drops her head and, you know, doesn't stay in a nice focused heel and then I don't do anything because I can't because I'm in a trial and she does that 2 or 3 times, like that could be a huge problem with the healing. Right. You know, so it's...
Well, you can choose to pull your dog if you want.
Yeah, totally.
Well, that's why I'm not trialing Swifty yet because I want to make sure he could do it all before, you know, it's not going to be perfect, but I don't want that first time he steps in the ring, like for that to be the first time he does a healing pattern without food.
Totally. Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act, and getting good advice it's not easy, you know, because anybody can give you advice from the sidelines, but they don't know you, they don't know your dog, they don't know your training, they don't know what's going on. And I just, it's funny, like if I'm talking to somebody and they come out of the ring and something didn't go well, I always say like there's a lot of really positive things that were happening out there.
Oh yeah,
and I mean it. You know what I mean? But I never say like, oh, you got to do this or that. Cause like, what the hell do I know? You know,
I feel the same way.
Brand new to this stuff too. I'm not in a position to say, but I can say that like, even though things went south, there were some cool things going on too. And I feel like, especially when you come out of the ring and it was a shit show, like, I don't know, I would like to hear that. I guess if if that happened to us, but
at the very least, you can always say the dog is so cute.
That's true. Everybody always tells me, well, she loves to work. Like, that's their thing. Because we did have fun. Like, she's a good time, you know?
Yeah, she is. She's fun to watch.
But yeah, the precision piece and the preparation definitely needs to be there a little bit more. But live and learn. Gonna keep going to stuff like this and practicing, and I've already done a bunch of training since we've been home, which has been good.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else you wanted to add, Julia, before we sign off?
I hope Taylor Swift has a concert soon.
I hope
saving
she does
up
too. I hope she does too. In the meantime, we'll have to enjoy Disney Plus.
Yes.
And all the footage there. But thank you so much for coming over. I know it's been like a crazy busy week, but I think this is important conversation to have, and I think it's great to like get these messages out there because people don't talk about AKC obedience or any of this stuff. So I think it's cool for us to have a conversation about it. Do a little debrief.
Yeah, it was fun.
Thanks, Lori, for sitting with me. I'll tell you all about the send-off pillow talk.
It's fine. You don't have to.
Yeah, I will.
You can just talk to Julia on the phone.
I'm leaving before pillow talk. Don't worry.
I'll listen from afar. Oh, you're talking to Julia? I'll just stay right here.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Like, subscribe, share the podcast with your friends, do all the things. Please give us a 5-star rating and review on Spotify. That's where a lot of you guys are listening. And we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.